Mr. Tawar.
Women Safra, Principal Natural Resources and Agriculture Specialist.
Mr. Omar.
Good morning, everyone. So, Dr. Awon Tonja, Deputy Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Agriculture and Cooperatives of Thailand. Distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to offer opening remarks on behalf of ADB at this important workshop. I'd like to touch upon the progress made
which include natural resource management.
University, one of China's leading agriculture experts on agriculture policy and rural transformation. Prof. Chikun has led important work under ADB's TA 6993, accelerate to calling Mr. Antonio Rizano, Principal Regional Cooperation Specialist of ADB. Thank you.
My name is Antonio Rizano. I'm from the Asian Development Bank, from the Regional Cooperation Division of the Southeast Asia Department.
So we are getting similar problem in our demonstration in Cambodia, so just I wanted to understand what would be the possible reason and how we will address those challenges. Thanks.
There's coordination at the macro level of the GMS program, where we hold development partners meetings, usually once or twice a year. Some increase the network, because at the moment the membership is somehow limited, and a lot of members don't participate and don't react, and bring them more into the picture. And that is really at the high level, but also at the sector level, and then really at the project level. We hope that the Business Council will do something about this and improve also some of their arrangements. They're actually discussing internally how to better represent themselves at all those three levels. But obviously, we're not limiting ourselves to the Business Council. As you said, if the Business Council is doing its own thing, but we identify other entities, private sector entities, through national secretariats, through the working groups, that are good partners in the sector, then obviously we don't need to do everything through the GMS Business Council. But ideally, at the working group level, I would see, for example, maybe in theory, the GMS Business Council having a seat at the working group meetings. Obviously, the working groups are led by governments, but maybe give a special status to the GMS Business Council and their representatives relevant for the agriculture sector, that they could just participate on a regular basis in the discussions. So not just be called on to provide a presentation or about a solution, but be part of the continuous discussion of the working group, so they can also have a medium to long-term strategy on how to contribute to the agriculture sector in the program.
I see, Dr. Ravi, maybe you have anything else to add from a South Operation Desk.
No, I just need a clarification, which is coming from Antonio. I'm a newcomer in the group, and I was happy to see the GMS innovation strategy for development. Now, I just want to clarify, when we talk of innovation strategy, are you also looking for establishing an innovation ecosystem in each country? Because what we have worked with agriculture innovation ecosystem, with the Office of Innovation, with FAO, and we found the innovation ecosystem as such is lacking. And we're always talking of innovation. We don't have that national structure of a multi-stakeholder platform with all of the private sector, the gas, the public sector.
One very important distinction is that it has to be innovation for development. So so here a lot of people talk about innovation, but we clearly need to limit our scope of what we're talking about here for development purposes, and that obviously will reduce the ecosystem to a more focused scope of area. We want to help countries develop these ecosystems.
As a private sector representative, my company is LTS Ventures. We are doing agricultural finance. We are running village banks for farmers, smallholder farms. And I just wanted to come back to the point mentioned before with the Chamber of Commerce, because in Laos I'm also the treasurer of the European Chamber of Commerce. And I can confirm every Chamber of Commerce has an agricultural section. And at least for maybe an initial know-how exchange, it would be very good to approach the chambers from the Business Council side. I think that's very fruitful. Thank you.
The vice president, the market for instance, in China, you are raising verifications, same as big farmers. In Europe, you are working with evaluation, and supply chain transfer, supporting global agri. In the sector, products are president, single visible. You feel as one single can't afford to use that. The evaluation platform is organically rising in the past couple of years. This is a unique opportunity to practice. The regional modelers for farmers, for SMEs, and for markets. There are gaps. Our systems are much too siloed with no shared trust layer across border. Farm level data isn't quite well linked to market financing systems. there are no common interoperability standards. Many SMEs and smallholders, women as part and parcel of that conversation, risk being left behind in the digital transformation. In most cases, sustainability and circular economy principles aren't yet embedded in our own traceability systems. So we really need to address these gaps now so that the divide will not grow wider and we'll be forced to adapt to other systems.
Welcome to Thailand, and I got here quite late this morning because of the traffic. I don't know if you've seen the traffic around here. It's quite red. So while we wait for the slides, I'll introduce myself a little bit. My name is Supon. I'm from NETTech or NASDAQ in Thailand, which is National Electronics and Computer Technology Center. I'm a senior researcher and a research team leader. I have my background in computer science, so I'm very passionate about technology. My specialization in my PhD was human-computer interaction, so I would like to drive technology to be used by humans. Okay, so the other project that we did with the initiation from ADB TA9916 way back in 2022-23. So it is like a cross-border traceability for students from Thailand to PRC, and we are from the best quality is like it's caramel-like softness, but if by Dr. Jin Tae back in 2011, we found that from the 16 steps that Dr. Jin Tae published in 2011, most of the processes
of the durian dehydration. Do you find residues of the chemicals? Because there's a lot of spray in the durian in the field, and there is a residue issue. In the biochar, number one, do you have observation of residues? Number two, what research projects are needed to improve the quality of biochar, which I think is very crucial in terms of the decarbonization of durian, which can be used effectively to durian as a model to really go for the biochar with the opportunities for GMS.
I'm sorry, I missed the first question. What was the first question again? I can answer the rest first.
Okay, first was on the residue issue.
Oh, okay. Okay. So these are all very excellent questions. I'll answer them quickly, and then we'll have to chat more with anyone who's keen to partner because we're looking for partners. One is we do run chemical tests on.
So this is very useful for our degree. And I have two questions. Actually, I have three, but in the sake of.
So our panel members are Dr. Supon, Kun Mimi, Dr. Supon, here and online to stay engaged by joining our Durian collaboration page and posting your comments there. So the things that you should think about is like what kind of collaboration you'd like to be involved in, and you feel free to just post whatever you're seamless way. Mr. Long.
Thank you for having me for this show. So we are like the largest TSC company, which is tech testing, inspection, and certification company in China, and we are state-owned. Traceability is like one of our core business, and as
integrate talent. The smartphone integrated development talent program integrates training on during conservation techniques.
There's a big market in Taobao, right? Like with all the fields, but how to make sure that the farmers are able to benefit, including the women, so that they are able to benefit from traceability and this Durian collaboration. Do you have any ideas on how to make that work? Because it's easier said than done, because the farmers are the most they're the less likely to gain from this experience from the market, right? So how can they have a bigger market size and have bigger value in terms of their work?
I just want to share some of my observation. In China, the farmers or smallholders they can organize some online shops through Taobao and Tiao Group. There are lots of online shops, so the farmers can.
E-commerce platform like Taobao with a very high price is the main profits, the main benefits. But I have a question right now because in the Vietnam situation, even we can make and the farmer already work well.
Previous panels that we have Ms. Supon and also Joan. I think we were talking about the big project.
Vietnam, and I think we are here. We also can learn the lessons from the way Thailand export durian from Thailand to China, because I think Vietnam also has some.
And go with the flow with the collaboration. Yeah.
Sorry, don't give away the mic.
Okay.
When you talk about funding, the biggest problem I have with funding to private sector is it's fun while you're funded, but when you're not funded anymore, what do? How do you make it sustainable to make sure you don't need funding throughout your entire life, but just for a limited period of time? And we're only being focused on our own specific area. Like me, I only think about barcodes and QR codes all the time. That's the only thing on my mind, And for you, how do you think we can break through these barriers and see a more complete, comprehensive solution to make sure that the GMS region can be more growing and freer trade and more professional and everything we want for businesses to be successful?
In my opinion, the most promising way to grow the loop is to build a shared digital ecosystem centered on a product journey rather than a function of each individual stakeholder. My experience to show that the integration is not just a technical challenge, but also a strategic one. The solution
As you mentioned, you only think about the QR barcode at the same time, also sometimes I totally forgot. And then when I try to think, that is necessary, then where can I find some expert? Then actually quite difficult to assess. But if I know this type of commercial work, the networking opportunity, then much easier to we can assess. But pretty sure in Laos actually we also I say the vast many
Yes, please go ahead.
The products, as far as I am approached from Japan, I see two companies coming to see me. One is about the one plastic that not only to protect the product, but it can extend the shelf life of the products, especially fruit.
Hello. Good afternoon, participants attending on site, and to recognize colleagues who are also attending online. I think throughout this morning until this afternoon, you certainly agree with me that a lot of effort has been made. But we also noted that there's still bottleneck issues that we need to resolve so that we can really optimize the digital potential in the growth contribution in e-commerce, which I still believe that we can certainly do something in order to expand or multiply this benefit. This has brought us to session 3. The title that you may have seen in the program is on to look at other aspects, including certification and cross-border compliance. I think during the morning session, we also have seen about digital tool and platform that can facilitate trading of agricultural produce or products cross-border. So certification is also an issue, and now there's been already since the morning discussion about how we can go about implementing the SPS certificate. This third group could look into this. E-commerce was also part of the group 3, and I would suggest for those who would like to see how the role of e-commerce would come in to facilitate greater market access for the agricultural products, so please do so. So what I would like to request is that each of these 3 groups at least consider one of the to continue with the next cycle, how we can sharply focus on building the last mileage or the top up initiative of mileage. So I would like to suggest that soon after this, we'll split into 3 groups. You organize your group as what you would like to go. There are 3 groups, which is listed in the slide before. No? It's about the digital framework, using the durian as a model. Second, fintech and farm level innovation. And third is certification and cross-border compliance. So please go to next group where we have lunch. Organize yourself into 3 groups. Then you have 30 minutes only, 35 minutes most. No? So that please discuss among yourself who would like to be the group facilitator and who would like to report back the result. Because after you come back at around 4:35, we would like to invite you to have 3 or 4 minute pitch idea. And after that, we will walk through some of the web polling. We'll use polling in order to associate you from various groups so that we hope together to point out to the prioritized.
You stay there.
Group 2. Group 1, 2 is 2, 3.
Everybody top 2 is digital.
Yeah, agree.
group discuss.
Somebody has a some private sector, some funded. So we did that. This is what my sponsor is a major issue. So that's a big issue for us. And if you ask us what was this opportunity, we did again. This DPI is very started on background, but we also that understanding this opportunity. Then pilot our creation, we did that for any kind of fintech or big innovation. Data artists, we also have DPI. We have all of the data right? So based on those data, we have decent funded mechanism, insurance mechanism. So any pilot related to this would be opportunities in the space of the program. Then the second organization, we really organization, but we did that. It should be done in DPI for 3 minutes, which I that's our idea.
Thank you. Okay, please hold on to your question. Let's the important driver, like private sector. So if we want to develop this platform by using digital platform or transformation,
and the research support each other. And another thing that many one try to say is that same criteria or the regulation that we.
It symbolizes the key bottleneck of digitalization in the whole agri. Number 1 is still important because durian is the most advanced commodity model. But the same to why co-creation plan development has been introduced, and I hope that equally important is not only the technical topic but the mechanism how we work together. I hope there will be opportunity that we blend into next cycle of projects idea in terms of promoting co-creation development plan as part of the mechanism. I think I don't want to spend much of your time, but I hope we recognize each of these group contribution, and I don't think we can pick and choose without the other. And therefore, we keep this idea where possible cross linkages of this idea can be made. I would encourage that we can consider. And this would be again.